Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is my favorite part about Common Time is that we truly are a global platform, meeting you where you are, giving you the salutation that you need. Welcome once again to Common Time One-on-One. My name is Michael Skillern, and in this interview series, we talk to the best and brightest people from around the globe in our favorite field, the arts. A little bit of housekeeping coming up, very important, on November 13th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time when the sun's right on top of your head. We will be hosting Heart Songs and Love Notes from the world to the children of Ukraine, which is an amazing virtual music experience featuring singers and instrumentalists from several different countries, over 300 participants. You can find your tickets for this event at CommonTime.Online/events. Right up there on the top left-hand corner if you are looking at the website. But you see these awesome people here. Let's get into it. We have with us Sondra from the World Children's Choir. She is the one who brought this event, Heart Songs and Love Notes from the World to the Children of Ukraine, to us at Common Time. We have Elzara from the Voices of Children's Foundation in Ukraine, and they are going to be the sole beneficiaries of this concert. I probably should have mentioned that first, that we are doing this concert in the benefit of this organization. And last but not least, we have Violetta here, who is a very talented and artistic youth living in Ukraine right now. So let's get into it. Saying it one more time, November 13th, Heart Songs and Love Notes from the World for the Children of Ukraine is going to be live at CommonTime.Online/events to get your tickets. So, Sondra, how are you feeling today?
Michael, I'm feeling very well, excited, getting busy for the concert. I'm very concerned for the people of Ukraine, and I'm very grateful to Common Time for hosting our event and bringing us together today.
Yes, thank you. And would you just mind telling us a little bit more about who you are?
Well, my name is Sondra. I live in Falls Church, Virginia, near Washington, D.C. I'm a professional musician, classical singer, vocal coach, and professional children's choir conductor. I'm married, have an adult son, a daughter-in-law, and 2 wonderful grandchildren. My life's work, has been about singing and teaching others to sing. My mother taught me to sing when I was 6 months old, and I have been singing ever since. I love helping people, bringing people together to help other people, and I'm committed to making a difference in the lives of children whenever I have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I have family in like the Newport News area in like Suffolk, Virginia. And also my baby is about to turn 2 and she sings. She can sing Twinkle Twinkle. And she like sings to herself sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, oh no, are you going to be cursed to live the rest of your life as a musician now? I wanted you to be a lawyer or something, maybe get some money. But I digress. It happens and hopefully she loves it. Sondra, you mentioned that you teach children to sing, and I know our connection with Common Time came through your World Children's Choir, and that's kind of who's sponsoring this event on November 13th, Heart Songs and Love Notes from the World for the Children of Ukraine. Could you just talk to us a little bit about that organization and, what you all do?
Sure. I grew up during the Cold War, and in the fall of 1989, I was shocked and inspired beyond I can express by the people in West Berlin when they tore the wall down that had separated them from their family since the end of World War II. Also by the other events taking place in in other Eastern European countries. I was so excited. I was very happy. And I had to do something to celebrate and contribute to the freedom and peace that was appearing so unexpectedly. World Children's Choir has 3 parts to the mission. The artistic part is we teach children to sing with beauty, artistry, and joy using the Italian bel canto style of singing, developing an ensemble of soloists. The second part is to serve as a voice for children, a voice that celebrates cultural diversity through music, promotes positive international relations, and asks people to work together to create a peaceful, healthy world for children. And we choose music in our activities that reflect this mission. The third part is to bring people together from all cultures and nations to sing together for friendship and peace. Over the years, we have been honored to be invited to sing for many national and international charity galas that support the world's children, and to sing at many high-profile events and for distinguished guests, who include 4 former U.S. presidents, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama, justices of the Supreme Court and the United States and Europe, at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, and many other venues. Common Time now makes it possible for us to carry out our mission in a very direct way, live, connecting with people of all ages throughout the world. It is such a great gift. We cannot thank you enough, Michael, and everyone at Common Time.
Please. Thank you. My first thought when you talked about 1989, my first car was a 1989 BMW 325i. And she was old when I got her. But boy, did she roll, though. I had that car for a long time, too. 1989, good year. Very good year. So, Sondra, I'll ask you this. I've been reading this book called Sapiens. Do you know this book? Okay. And Elzara Violetta, this could be a good book for you, too. It's basically about human history from like the cavemen, even before that, from like the chimps all the way up through like the evolution of humanity. And they don't talk about this in the book, but one thing that's interesting to me is I feel like ever since, I don't know, mouths were invented or created and like necks were, formed, people have always been singing. Even dogs sing, babies sing, cats sing. I was going to say horses, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't want anyone to fact check me, but I'm sure someone's horse probably sang. Sondra, why do you think singing, and especially being in choirs, has been so important to humans for forever?
Since the dawn of time and we appeared on this planet. That's a very long topic, and we could talk all day about that. But what I will say is I believe it began with lullabies, maybe lullabies without even words, humming, that we sang to our babies. Singing is pure love, from the voice to the heart. When we sing alone, we can bring joy, freedom, raise our spirits, provide emotional release and healing. Then, when you add communal singing, whether it's an organized choir or if it's a church or if it's just hanging out with your friends, we are creating community, and the experience multiplies by thousands and 10,000s. We can literally leap over walls and barriers we may have been experiencing between ourselves and others. We can focus on a common purpose, build peace, unity, and belonging, connection, friendship, elevation. It's good for our bodies, our hearts, our minds, and our souls. It's needed for our communities, our country, and our world.
I'd like to, the lullabies, that makes sense. Because I guess since forever, people have needed babies to go to sleep. And your first instinct is to sing something. Nobody has to tell you to do that. You just start singing, sing something. Whatever you got to do, go to sleep, please. I've been in that position many times myself. Okay, so now back to the task at hand. November 13th, Heart Songs and Love Notes from the world for the children of Ukraine. Sondra, you brought this event to us. So I want to know kind of how did you find the Voices of Children's Foundation? Because I never heard of them before until you told us about it. And then how did you organize this whole event with all these people from all over the world? I'm amazed personally at your work, and I'm interested to know like some background on that.
Well, specifically, I found Voices of Children from Olga Ruda, who is a vital part of our project. She's a first-generation Ukrainian, and her son sang in the choir before the pandemic. So what I would like to do, excuse me, is to go from the beginning. How I came to organize the event. Shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine, I saw an American-Ukrainian choir sing Prayer for Ukraine on Saturday Night Live, which is one of our most popular late-night TV shows. I'd been talking to my husband about what we can do to help the children in Ukraine. We have to do something. When I heard this song, I knew that we should learn and sing that song, and that we should invite other people of all ages to sing it with us. We would make a virtual choir video on the Easy Virtual Choir website. And the first thing I had to do was to find an arrangement of the music. And a director of a Canadian-Ukrainian choir sent me wonderful arrangements that we could use. Then Olga met with me on Zoom. And I have to say, it really is hard for someone to learn how to pronounce Ukrainian words. And I've sung in 17 other languages. She was very patient with me and worked with me a lot on my pronunciation. And then I asked her and her sons, Artem and Roman, to make a video speaking the words very slowly for others to practice with. Because I wanted people from many countries to sing with us, and the only way they could do that is if they learned how to pronounce the words. And we couldn't have done this project without them, and they did that beautifully. And I said, Olga, when we're in all this process, I said, we're going to have a benefit concert, but who do we give the money to? Because I don't know the nonprofits in Ukraine. And she sent me a list, like 10. And Voices of Children Foundation just jumped out at me, and I clicked on that link, and I didn't even look at the other ones after that. The work Voices of Children is doing is phenomenal. They are providing art therapy and many, many other services to the families in Ukraine now. They make sure their voices are heard. We're going to send them the money, I told Olga, and she said, fine. And when I was watching more videos, I was struck when one of the therapists said about the necessity of dealing with the pain and the suffering and the trauma now. This is so true. If you wait until the war is over and then try to help people, I mean, it just makes things 1,000, 10,000 times harder. And I'm so impressed that as a nonprofit leader that they could jump up, scale up their operations, go out there in the war zones and help the children. And it's just incredible. And I met people on Facebook. I just started talking to people on Facebook. By the way, can blah, blah, blah. And I'm meeting Ukrainians, and I'm seeing these horrible scenes of the war, the suffering. And then I'm hearing people talk, and I am just, the strength, the spirit, the resilience, and the courage of the Ukrainian people. I really cannot remember witnessing this character of an entire nation in any other time in my lifetime. And they deserve to have all the help we can give them. Now, to get back to the project, I kept working on Facebook and other social media since March to find like-minded people and ensembles from other countries to sing with us in our video, Prayer for Ukraine, and also Love Sings a New Song for the World, and also to find soloists and ensembles to perform in the concert. We wanted to have Ukrainian artists as well as artists from other countries. And I have met so many wonderful people who are involved, over 300 people from 17 countries. I've made new friends. It's just been an amazing experience. For example, we met Georg, an award-winning teenage pop singer from Ukraine who will appear in the concert, when he recorded in our project. And I could not believe the beauty of his voice. He is an international talent. I introduced him to Michael and Christine, and CommonTime had a campaign and sponsored his recent recital. And now you're sponsoring our concert, Heart Songs and Love Notes from the World for the Children of Ukraine benefit concert on November 13th. Having the co-founder of Voices of Children Foundation and two teenage students speaking with us at the beginning of the concert makes it much more than just a concert. Attendees will be able to ask questions in chat during the concert, and as many as possible will be answered at the end of the concert. The concert will open with a beautiful video of cities and nature scenes of Ukraine, and our Ukrainian pianist who made an arrangement of one of your beautiful songs, and she's playing underneath the video. American children will play your national anthem on their chimes. We have Ukrainian vocalists and pianists. One of the Ukrainian vocalists is singing from a bomb shelter. We have choirs from Mexico, Ukraine, and Wales, a vocal and instrumental sextet from the Republic of Ireland, the Global Family Virtual Choir, and World Children's Choir with the Huntington Middle School Orchestra and the Langston Hughes Middle School Orchestra from California. We will close with the song With One Dream, which was composed for World Children's Choir 2 days after the 9/11 attacks. We dedicate this song to the people of Ukraine, and I would like to read the words of the song for you now. With one dream, with one hope, with one heart, we sing with one voice. With one will, with one mind, we stand together, hand in hand. We still dream, we still hope, we still love, our hearts are one. With one voice, singing of one hope, with one dream we stand. Though terror and fear surround us, though darkness can hide our day, with love as our guide, we will stand side by side and help each other to find the way. We still dream, we still hope, our hearts are one. With one voice, singing of one hope, with one dream, we stand. We are so grateful, Michael, to have this opportunity, and we hope many people will attend. We also invite everyone to participate by sending us their own heart songs or love songs. Since Tuesday night, one of our 8-year-old boys, I'll try to kind of get this where you can all see, one of our 8-year-old boys in the choir drew this picture, and he said it represents the strength of the Ukrainian people. 2 days, I mean, I make my little scribbles. I cannot draw like this. I don't know how an 8-year-old did this in 2 days. And then one of our 6-year-olds said, well, you know, I think the children need to see something pretty. So she paint. I don't know if she used markers or if she used watercolors. I don't know what the medium is. But anyway, here is her pretty flower picture for the children. And, you know, people can I'm gonna have Dropbox folders, and Michael, we have to add it to the Facebook invitation. Mm-hmm. It can be drawing, painting, sculpture, or picture of any kind of visual art. It can be a letter of hope and good wishes, a poem, an essay. They could record themselves speaking good wishes to the people, or sing another song. Any kind of artistic expression to lift the morale, the spirits of the Ukrainian people is what we want you to send, and we will upload to YouTube or to our website, wherever is appropriate. And people can go to our website, www.worldchildrenschoir.org, to find out where to upload the files. Your heart songs and love notes will help the Ukrainian people to know that they are not forgotten and that we stand with them. I hope everyone will join us here on CommonTime.Online on Sunday, November 13th at noon, Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., and invite your family members and friends to attend too. Thank you.
Wow, and thank you. And that's some great work. You know, like I told you, I was really amazed by how you were able to put all of this together in such a relatively short amount of time. You know, sometimes events like this could take years to plan, but you've definitely done a monumental amount of work in a short time. So for that, I thank you. And that's a good segue, because we also have here Elzara from the Voices of Children Foundation. That's a really cool looking sweater. You look very, very warm. Is it cold there?
Hello from Kyiv, from Ukraine. My name is Elzara. I'm a partnerships manager at the Voices of Children Foundation. And the first words that I would like to say is the words of the huge gratitude to Sondra and the initiative that she created. And for you, Michael, for us being here, and for us as Ukrainians to be heard online, and to see that we are also, in this global context. So thank you very much. It's cold in Ukraine. It's about 5 degrees above zero today, and it's already evening here. So yeah, a bit cold Friday evening in Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm in Dubai now, and it has never been cold here ever. So I'm kind of excited to. We're going to be traveling home to the U.S. for Christmas, and I mean, I don't personally like the cold, but I like change, and I haven't been cold in probably 2 years, so I'm excited for that. Could you just tell us a little bit more about the Voices of Children's Foundation? I want everyone to feel a big why. Why did Sondra go through all of this? Why did she do all of this? And I feel that you're one of the best people to answer that. So could you just tell us about the foundation and what you all have been doing, since this war has started?
Yeah, it's the great pleasure for me to share the activities that we have done. And first of all, it's very important for me as a citizen of Ukraine also to remind everyone that this war didn't begin on the 24th of February. It began in 2014 here for us when Russia firstly invaded Ukraine and occupied Crimea. And for me personally, it's especially important because I'm from Crimea. And I know what it is like having relatives who still live in the occupied temporarily, we say temporarily occupied territories. And that's why, speaking about the Voices of Children, it began from the volunteering initiative of Olena Rozvadovska, who is our founder, in 2015. Since that time, she spent literally months, half a year in eastern Ukraine, in Donetsk and Luhansk region, and she worked there with the kids near the front line in the Ukrainian cities, towns, and villages, and firstly working with the beginning with the humanitarian assistance, but actually finding out that it's very important to work with the moral well-being of those kids. It's kind of the strategic work again, because the well-being is very important for our future, and especially the well-being for the children of Ukraine, because I'm pretty sure, and I hope that this war will end, and well, we will win this war as Ukrainians, but it's very important to come out of this war as even morally healthy people who will be able and have the capacities to restore our country. And speaking about the Voices of Children, it began from this kind of initiative. And the Voices of Children as a foundation was registered in 2019. But since 24th of February, the scale changed. We were, here in Ukraine, we spoke a lot about the upcoming the development of this war that we have for 8 years already in Ukraine. But to be honest, not everyone was ready that it would happen, that we will hear explosions in Kyiv or Ivano-Frankivsk on the 24th, the Western Ukrainian cities, for example, on the 24th of February. And that's why since February 2022, here in Ukraine, the way how the Voices of Children Foundation work, the work developed so much, because when we say about the mission of the Voices of Children is that no child should be left with the trauma of war. And now, since February 22, we speak about the whole Ukraine, because every Ukrainian child is now affected by the war that is caused by Russia. And that's why we still, the core value for us is working with the psychological and psychosocial well-being of the kids. And that's why the Voices of Children provide the programs that are connected with psychological work, and this work is provided offline and online. And especially since 24th of February, there was a lot of work still done, not only in the humanitarian assistance, but especially with working with the kids and their families. And that's why, speaking about offline, how it works, we have 6 centers in Ukraine now that work in the cities, mostly in Western Ukraine. because it is said that it is a bit safer there than in the Eastern, for example. And these are kind of safe spaces, and especially, even kids painted the walls there themselves and left the children's drawings, so that when they come, they feel that this is their space, and the parents can come there and register their kids for the meetings with the psychologists, and regular meetings that
Oh,
can
wow.
be individual, that can be also group meetings. There are therapy sessions that are regularly held there, and also there are different, not only professional psychological meetings, but also, psychosocial events, and even
Yeah.
screenings of the films, and the possibility for these kids and their parents also to find the new friends, because
They
looking at
were
Ukraine
already
now,
on lockdown for 2 years and then this.
and even speaking deeper, the problem is that when we think about the war that we have in Ukraine, there are a lot of people who had to leave their homes in 2000 since 2014,
Mhm.
and for some of the people it's already the second time when they have to flee their homes, and that's why again these people are on the new territories, and some of them are so far from their homes that they are mostly in the towns and villages where they have never been, and perhaps didn't have the goal to live there, if not this war, the full-scale invasion that we have. And that's why it's very important also to integrate them in the communities and make them to help them to live the I don't know, to live life no matter what. And that's why again, when we speak about the work that is going on here, it's also about online work, for example, so that there is a hotline and the parents can use it and talk to the professional. We have 50 psychologists who work on the ground, and they can provide. There will be again every person can get at least 10 sessions with the psychologist, so that to go through this experience and to relieve it also. And also it is very important because a lot of people can't come, for example, to these 6 centuries offline, but they have the opportunity still to get the timely psychological support. And also since September we have the mobile psychological brigades. They work already in Kiev region, for example. If you know the Kiev region, some villages, a lot of villages and small towns in Kiev region were occupied by Russia in March, and they had this experience of living under Russian occupation for this period, and they also need support. And that's why it began from the Kiev region, and now also in southern Ukraine, in Mykolaiv and in Kryvyi Rih, people can also get this kind of support. And we are also planning to have mobile psychological brigades in Kharkiv region, the one that was deoccupied in September, where people lived under this occupation almost 6 months. So it's also very important to work with these people and to help them to get through the experience, like mostly very painful experience that they had during this period. And also, because of this war, a lot of people lost a lot material way too, and that's why here in the Voices of Children Foundation we provide the humanitarian assistance, and we call it target humanitarian assistance. That means that people come to us and they register and get and they need to fill in the demand that they have, and then my colleagues are verifying these demands and verifying the people. And that means that we know everyone who gets this support, and whether it is exactly the person who needs that, but this support will be something that can help and empower these people so that they can go to work and they can earn money in order to help their kids to live life again. So this can be electric heaters for the people, or fridge, or I don't know, microwave oven again in the new places where they are, so that they also felt that they are home, like, globally in Ukraine, but not living on their suitcases,
Yeah.
especially in our country now, when everything changes every day. It is very important to have at least some piece of I don't know,
That's yours. Just
understanding
anything.
that this is yours, and that you are at home globally, like that you are in your country. And also, as the foundation is called the Voices of Children, it's very important to give the voice actually to the children, and that's why these advocacy issues are very important for us. And we work with not only for the kids, but with the children of Ukraine, and we give them voice. My colleagues from the production department make the stories where the main characters are the kids, and they tell their stories and they show how they live. And it's also very important, to see what is the life of the contemporary Ukrainian youth too. And it's very
Right.
important, that here in this country, people, not only adults but kids too, help to work on our victory. And they make, these small businesses, handmade. It's like 10-year-old kids that, I don't know, sell lemonade in their neighborhoods,
Yeah.
and then donate money to the volunteers, or to any other good causes here in this country. And it's also something that really inspires. And also, the another direction of the work is this educational approach, and the opportunities for the kids to help them to develop their capacities. So, for example, here we have Violetta, and she is the part of our Voices program, where the youth of Ukraine, her peers, can go through the project where they can develop different kind of skills, and to become this, like, future leaders of Ukraine. It's also very important, because we speak about the future, and it's very important also for the teenagers, for example, to see that they can change something, and especially in our country,
Yeah.
in these times, so that to feel that you are also the one who can be this, wind of change in
Right.
Ukraine, and can develop. So yeah, if roughly speaking, it looks like that here.
And I like what you said about the teenagers, but sometimes it's like, it's not just you can be the change, you will be the change, because my daughter's life is in the hands of today's teenagers, like if you think about
Right.
it. And I'll tell you, I think that the work you're doing is fantastic. Whenever I've thought
Thank
about
you.
war, I have been trained to think about, loss of life, loss of buildings, you know, things things like that. But I never have heard of a charity that's actually making sure, like, we'll rebuild these buildings, we'll repave the roads, we will get most of these things back, but the country cannot progress if everyone is still eternally suffering, on the inside. And I've never really heard of, the charity that I think of the most is like the Red Cross, right? But they give like food, clothes, shelter. But that's not fixing what the core problem really is. Just that you're full, you're warm, you're not wet, but you're not okay. And I've never heard
Well,
of a
they
foundation
also do
doing that.
that. They also do important work. And speaking about the people, for example, who lost everything, it is difficult to think about the higher levels if you feel cold, if you feel hungry, and you know that you have nothing to live on. But at the same time, it's important perhaps to highlight that these for us, for example, it's important that this humanitarian assistance comes again with this work on the moral well-being of the people,
Yeah.
and helping them, like, to again, it's very I would also say that it's important for us as Ukrainians, not to be victims, and not to feel victims in this war, but also to be the ones who fight for our freedom and for our country. And that's why, doing at least something and small things here in Ukraine in order to change things for the better helps us not to have this kind of victim syndrome. And it's very important also, perhaps, to the people from other countries to understand that it's not also, it's not, we don't want to be for people to feel sorry about us, but perhaps to be with us and to help, to help us to win this war. These are the words perhaps that I wanted to say too.
Well, I definitely want to be with you, with everyone. How can the people find you, find out about the Voices of the Children? How can they be with you too?
Oh, thank you for this question. Everyone, please come to our website. Again, I will tell the name of the foundation is the Voices of Children, and you can browse us by voices.org.ua. This is our website, and we are also as Voices of Children in Instagram. We have very active Instagram account and with very nice stories. So if you like, you can also scroll it there too. And we have a Facebook page. We are on YouTube where you can see the stories of the kids that I already mentioned, and there you can see. What is like life
I
in
see.
Ukraine yet from the perspective of people who live here, from the perspective of kids and teenagers who live here, and perhaps it somehow will inspire you again to see what it is like to live through all the obstacles that happen here and very, unstable to be, if I can
Yeah.
use this word, to be unstable conditions that we are going through. And we are very grateful for any support. It can be again mentioning us and telling about us, from the through the word of mouth, and to know about our work. And we are grateful for informational support, for financial support. Again, it's something that helps us to provide our mission and to work on the ground here in Ukraine, so that more kids and their parents feel better and have the relief even in these hard times. So please come to our website, where you can again contact me or my colleagues through email, and we can think of something cool in your countries too, so that we can help more children in Ukraine. So because as a partnership manager, for example, I see how many very nice and amazing people come to us and say that they organize like concerts or I don't know. Birthday parties or whatever it is for the good cause, and I sincerely feel grateful for that, again, because it's very highly appreciated here in Ukraine, in all the cities, from all the people. So yeah, thank you.
Well, no, thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful to have you here, and your bravery and the work that you do is worthy of to be commended. So thank you. And
Thank
now
you.
we have the voice of an actual child, an actual voice of a child in Ukraine. And with Violetta, thank you for joining us. I think you said you were 14.
Yes, I'm 14.
So, Violetta, how are you feeling today?
I'm very happy and excited about this meeting. It is sunny in my city, so my mood is excellent today.
What city are you in?
I'm in Odessa. It's the south of Ukraine, next to the Black Sea.
Okay. Oh, so why is the Black Sea called that? Because it's black, right?
Actually, I'm not sure that yeah.
I've always heard of it. Like, I know that's the name, but you know, like the Dead Sea has the salt. That's why they call it that. But the Black Sea, it must be black, right? I'm assuming. I've never been there. One day.
It's just deep. I think it's about.
Okay, so it's super deep. Violetta.
I would just a bit interrupted just from the Greek mythology actually, as far as I remember, because again, Crimea, for example, and these southern territories of Ukraine, they were inhabited by different people over the centuries, and that's why, speaking about the ancient Greeks, they came there for, I don't know, different purposes, for trading and so. And speaking about, they needed to come from Greece to Crimea. They needed to cross the sea that is now called Black Sea. And at that period, as far as I remember, it was called Ponte Vksinsky or something like that.
Mhm.
And the problem was that their ships sometimes didn't get to their destination because it was very how it is called, like
Whatever,
yeah, there were a lot
whatever
of
word
yeah there
means
were
that.
a lot of waves, and they were so much afraid that they called it like the Black Sea, or the sea that is unhospitable, I would say. So they were afraid of
Mm.
that, and they were afraid again of Tavria, which is Crimea, where they came, and this peninsula was called Tavria before, and that's why for them it was some, I don't know, destination that they were afraid of, and that's why the sea at that period, they were the ones who called it like the black, or like, I don't know, unhospitable, I don't know, sea
See.
that with
Okay.
storms and all that stuff. So yeah,
Well, I
sorry for that
do want
historical
to.
discourse.
I want to visit Ukraine someday. I will not be visiting this unhospitable sea. Maybe I can see the other things. Um,
It's very
but
nice, actually. It's the one that I
it's
really
hospitable now.
miss every time. For sure, it's
Now
the
it is
thing that I really
hospitable.
miss. For yeah, sure.
Violetta, would you be willing to share, any part of your story of what it's like to be a child in Ukraine right now?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Violeta, I'm 14, and actually I'm resettled. I'm from Nova Kakhovka. It's in Harnes district, which is occupied since the 24th of February. In the first day, our government, like government of our town, just let Russians to come in, which is very unfair and shocking. And all my town, all my friends, my family, we didn't understand what has happened because it just don't feel like real. Um, Actually, for 5 days in the beginning of the war, I haven't been out of my house because I was afraid what will happen to me if I'll be out. Because on the streets were Russian army, and we didn't know what they're going to do with us. Um, then I was in the street. It was like safe, um, but what is very cruel that I haven't seen my friends like for 8 months till now, because I understand their family were afraid, and they've moved even in the beginning of war, and it can, like, it seems like oh my god, simple teenagers problem, but when you lose all your people, all your close people, even they are alive, it's awful feeling when you are lonely. You don't talk to anyone for months, and there is just your family. I'm sorry, I just got a connection.
That's okay.
So, do you hear me now? Okay. Oh my god, I forgot what I was telling. Um,
You felt lonely being
I'm very
away from your friends and your family?
yes, like I've got my family all this time, and I'm very grateful to them because they were strong and they give me hope. Um, in the middle of July, I removed, which was and it is hard to remove from occupied territory. Now I'm in Odessa, in the south of Ukraine. It's like safe, and I'm very grateful to our army that I can live there and has got a peaceful life. Mm, there was like a big amount of cars when we were um, going out of our occupied territory, um, and it's very. I'm very happy that there are so a lot of people that understand me, that people became very kind and generous in the war. I have got a lot of teenagers that are settled, that they are my new friends, and even if we haven't got something in common, like our hobbies or our personality, and I have got a friend, I don't feel that I like we are very close to each other, but I feel that she understands me, that like people that were in Odessa, they don't understand me in that way, that I must leave my home, leave all my history behind, all my memories, and I'm not sure still that I will come back because um, it's still occupied, um, and I'm very happy that our army uh, started to save our occupied cities. Um, but there are bombs, like explosions in my towns, too. So I'm not sure that my town will be safe till the end of the war. Mm, but actually, I can say that there are benefits. But now I found new friends. I found new like drama club, new school, and I'm very happy that people support me, that they understand me. Um, and I can say that it's awful to be like a teenager in Ukraine in that way. That normal teenagers, normal kids want to their parents to buy them some toys, to talk to their friends like every day and play in the backyard. And Ukrainian teenagers ask their parents where the war will end. And I remember a conversation with my friend. She's resettled. She's from Mariupol. It's a city that is not on the map of Ukraine because there are only ruins. Um, and I've got a conversation that um, I said to her, there are awful feelings that like I feel alive. I'm like just fond of what's happening in my life now, and it's feel incredible because there are a lot of fascinating people, um, but there are feelings that I'm like that, that I'm in the ruins, that Russians killed me already in the beginning of war, and it's just I see what can happen if I was alive, and there is very hard. Even if I'm in safe town, in safe city now, um, because sometimes, yes, I've got a new life, new friends, um, but when I um, start to remember what has happened, what was before the war, um, I just can't hold it, and it's like for months this, um, to stay back, like to feel normal again. So yes, this is my story.
Well, Violetta, I definitely want to send you my love. It's hard to listen to stories like that, but I think it's important for people to know, especially coming from America, that this is more than just clips on the news. There are real human beings, children that are living and being brave and courageous and still living their life just like you. So I'm glad that you were able to find some new friends. Um, I've never been a teenage girl, but I did used to be a teenage boy. And finding new friends is never easy, regardless of the circumstances. But did I hear you say something about a drama club? Are you into the arts at all?
Yes, I'm an artist and I'm very proud to say this. I have been going to art club for 9 years, like it's half of my life, and for drama club for 6 years. I'm still going to drama club. Um, I just love drama club for its theater. It's an incredible type of art. To show story, it's like mixed art. It's literature. There are dances. There are
Yeah.
songs, and I love drama club because of this self development. How like psychologically you change when you think of emotions that your character can feel. And there are a lot of fascinating people. They're very talented in drama club. So yes, I found a new drama club in Odessa.
I'm
I
trying to.
also paint and
Oh,
crochet
okay.
because art is a big part of my life. Um, I don't paint a lot of now because I haven't got a lot of time. I'm busy, but I paint like people, my family, Ukrainians, and also landscapes. Um, I've started crocheting at the war. My grandma teach me, and it reminds me of her because she also has moved out of my town, and she's far away from me, and it's like really lovely hobby for me.
I'm really close to my grandmother too, and I named my daughter after my grandmother, but we changed the name to Millie because you can't name babies Mildred in 2022. So Millie will have to do. So I love grandma stories. Has being in drama or painting or drawing, any of these artistic things, have they helped you kind of cope with, having to move and dealing with whatever everything that you're going through?
New drama club really changed my reality because it's just my favorite hobby, and it reminds me of my town, of my old friends. Crocheting is very relaxing. Like at the beginning, when I was just started crocheting, I can fall asleep when I was crocheting, but now it's very relaxing that I made something for myself, and actually it's useful because now I crochet a sweater and I haven't got a lot of there is cold outside, and there are not
Oh,
a
are
lot
you
of
saying
warm things that I
crochet
have.
like the
Yeah,
yarn? Oh, okay, like sweaters and stuff.
yeah,
That's
like
cool.
knitting. Yeah, it's actually very rarely when a teenager crochets, but I love this hobby.
I used
I
to.
used to do that in your age too, actually. Maybe I did
Yeah,
some
no,
crazy
knitting is
adventure. I
cool.
don't
Like
know.
hats, you can make gloves, you can make sweaters, you can knit anything, and you can knit all day too. Just it seems like it's addicting. Like once you get going, you're just going. Viola, to ask you one last question, because we have a global audience, we're in about 123, six, something like that countries. And I like to let people hear from the children because we're an educational organization at Common Time. Um, Sondra, you work mostly with children. Elzara, your foundation works mostly for children too. So, from a real life child, Violetta, if you could give one message to our audience, to the arts lovers around the world, what would you say to them? Just giving your vantage point and who you are at this time.
Actually, it's a really interesting and even hard question. but I think about believe that everything's possible. Like at first, it's you can everything, and it's like self-development that you must love yourself because your original personality, and there are people that love you, and there are a lot of opportunities and you can everything. And also believe in Ukraine, because for me it's really important to like my army of my country, my family, my friends give me hope that we can everything. We are very brave and strong nation, and for all this century we were fighting for our nation, for our culture, even for our language. So we can stand, we can do this, and the war will end. All our enemies will pay for their actions, and we just must believe and not give up.
And don't give up. Well, ladies, I want to say thank you. Once again, we will be supporting the Voices of Children's Foundation with, I don't want to say with help from, more like because of Sondra from the World Children's Choir for children like you, Violetta, on November 13th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. I'll let you all do the math for what that means wherever you are, because if you know me, you know that I do not do time zones well. But I'm trying to get better. Through our talk today, you've heard the how and the what this event is, heart songs and love notes from the World for Children of Ukraine on November 13th. You've heard from Miss Sondra the how and the what of this event, and then from Elzara and Violetta, you've heard the why we are doing this event. So ladies, I want to say thank you to the three of you once again, especially our special guest, Violetta. I want to send you my love, and I'm so happy that you have so much hope at this time. And I think the bravery shown by you, and I'm sure other children throughout the country, is unmatched, even by their adult counterparts. I'm always amazed as of what children are capable of. I really, I just met you, but I feel really proud of you. I feel like you're like a great young woman, and I'm excited for you. So, ladies, once again, thank you. Once again, I'm Michael Skillern, and this has been another iteration of Common Time One-on-One, and we will see you right back here on November 13th for Heart Songs and Love Notes from the World for the Children of Ukraine in support of the Voices of Children Foundation from Ukraine. So, ladies, once again, thank you. And from everyone here at Common Time, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll cut that there and I'll stop the